For 700 years, a secret was buried beneath shattered stone and ash. A secret guarded by warrior monks who became the world's first bankers, and perhaps the keepers of a treasure the church was terrified to find. In October of 1307, on a cold Friday morning, armed men hammered on monastery doors across France.
Open the door, in the name of the king!
Within hours, the most powerful military order in the Christian world, the Knights Templar, were in chains, accused of heresy, blasphemy, and grotesque secret rituals. But here's the strange part. Historians agree most of the charges were fabricated, yet something about the Templars truly was different, something the church couldn't control. Today, we're not telling the famous Templar story, the Crusades, the Red Cross, the martyrdom. We're digging into this hidden history, their banking empire, their rumored underground rites, and the treasure that vanished the night the order fell. Because whether you believe they protected holy relics or guarded ancient knowledge, one truth is unavoidable. The Templars weren't just warriors, they were a system, a blueprint, a power structure the world still uses today. When 9 knights founded the Templars around 1119, they had no grand plan to reshape the world. They were just elite soldiers sworn to protect pilgrims in a violent land. But within decades, something unprecedented happened. The Templars became the safest place on earth to store money. See, medieval Europe was a dangerous place for travelers. If you carried gold from Paris to Jerusalem, chances were good you'd lose it. So the Templars created something extraordinary, a system of credit notes. You'd deposit money in London, they'd give you a coded letter, you'd cash it in Jerusalem. Congratulations, you just used the world's first ATM receipt. They developed vaults, accounting ledgers, international transfer networks, and independent financial courts.
We need the funds secured for the Northern Campaign immediately.
As the ledger shows, Majesty, the plans are in place. The silver will be ready.
By 1150, kings, dukes, and bishops weren't just using Templar services, they were dependent on them. At their peak, the Templars operated something between a banking corporation, a standing army, and a sovereign state, all wrapped in a religious order untouchable by kings. This made them rich, extremely rich, and yet they obeyed no one but the Pope. And that was the beginning of the end. Enter King Philip IV of France. Charming, ambitious, and perpetually broke, Philip was drowning in debts from failed wars, and his biggest creditors were the Templars. Philip tried joining the order. They turned him down. Philip tried taxing them. The Pope blocked it. Philip tried borrowing more money. They refused. So Philip did what many powerful men do when backed into a corner. He created a story. A horrifying one. Suddenly, the Templars were accused of spitting on the cross, worshipping a mysterious severed head, kissing each other in forbidden rituals, denying Christ during initiation, and practicing obscene ceremonies in underground chambers. Were these rituals real or fabricated? The records Philip supplied were contradictory and bizarre. But here's the twist many documentaries don't mention. Some Templars admitted under torture, but the descriptions were eerily consistent. Were they coached? Or were the rumors based, however loosely, on something the Templars actually did behind closed doors? Let's dig into that. Templar rulebooks survive today. They describe a life of discipline, poverty, and strict obedience. Yet, strangely, they say little about initiation rituals. That part was transmitted orally, and oral traditions leave wide shadows. Modern historians think Templar initiations included symbolic gestures proving loyalty, renunciation of worldly pride, and tests of obedience designed to break ego. There is no evidence of blasphemous acts, but there's also no documentation of the ceremonies at all, which leads to a mystery. If you're a military order hated by pagans, Muslims, rival crusaders, and jealous kings, why remain so secretive? One theory, the Templars used esoteric teachings to build psychological resilience. Think about it. They were warrior monks fighting brutal wars. Trauma, fear, and doubt could ruin them. Secret rites may have been a way to forge unbreakable identity. But the allegations Philip invented, especially the mysterious head called Baphomet, stuck. Did the Templars worship it? Almost certainly not. But the name shows up again and again. So much so that it inspired myths about Gnostic knowledge, forbidden relics, and hidden wisdom from early Christianity. Whether symbolic or invented, Baphomet has haunted the Order's legacy ever since. When the arrests happened in 1307, something strange occurred. Not a single major Templar vault was discovered. Not one. France searched, Spain searched, England searched. But the Templar wealth had vanished. Some contemporaries wrote that treasure carts rolled out of Paris the night before the arrests. Others claimed Templar ships left the port of La Rochelle and disappeared over the horizon. This is where the treasure theories begin, and they're wild. The Jerusalem relics theory. This claims the Templars smuggled relics from the Holy Land, the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, or early Christian manuscripts. The Scottish refuge theory. This suggests surviving Templars fled to Scotland, protected by Robert the Bruce, and hid their treasure in Rosslyn Chapel. The maritime escape theory. Maybe the treasure didn't go north, but west. Some believe it crossed the Atlantic centuries before Columbus. Now, do historians accept these? Not really. But the bigger point is this. The Templars were organized enough to make wealth disappear without a trace. And that suggests more than good accounting. It suggests contingency planning. An escape plan for the Order itself. By 1312, the Templars were officially dissolved, but their influence? Not even close. Many Templars joined other orders. Some became mercenaries, some were absorbed into the Knights Hospitaller. And in Portugal, King Denis simply renamed the entire order the Order of Christ. Same knights, same assets, different name. This is the order that later financed Portuguese explorers, including the man who opened the world's first global empire, Henry the Navigator. The Red Templar Cross? Look closely at early Portuguese sails. It's still there. So the Templars didn't vanish. They pivoted. Now we tread into controversial territory. Freemasonry, founded centuries after the Templar fall, contains rituals referencing the destruction of a sacred order and the preservation of hidden knowledge. Did Masons borrow from the Templars, or did surviving Templars help found Masonry? The evidence is thin, but compelling patterns exist. Symbolic architecture, initiation secrecy, legendary lost treasures, moral codes of brotherhood, and a fascination with Solomon's Temple. None of this proves direct lineage, but it does show something powerful. The idea of the Templar did not die. It evolved into a template for secret societies. Even today, Masonic Templar degrees exist, ceremonial tributes to an order that refused to be forgotten. Why do the Knights Templar fascinate us so much? Because they sit at the crossroads of religion, power, secrecy, wealth, and ultimate betrayal. They were holy warriors who became bankers, bankers who became political players who became targets, targets who possibly became myth. Their real story is dramatic enough. International power, financial innovation, mass arrests, torture, execution. But their rumored story, that's what keeps us up at night. Did they guard lost relics? Did they preserve forbidden knowledge? Did their ships escape with the greatest treasure of the Middle Ages? And what survived into the modern world? As long as secrets remain buried, the Templars will never stop haunting us. In 1314, the last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was dragged to an island in the Seine to be burned alive. As flames rose, he issued a curse, not a myth, but recorded testimony. God knows who is wrong and has sinned. A calamity will befall those who condemned us. Within a year, the Pope was dead. The king was dead. Philip's dynasty collapsed. Coincidence? Maybe. But history has a strange sense of poetry. Today, the Templars remain one of humanity's greatest unfinished stories. A riddle carved in stone and sealed with wax. A power that rose from faith, fell to politics, and may still echo in the world's financial and secret institutions. The Knights Templar are gone, but their shadow, that still walks among us,